You know that moment when you're writing an email and you just pause? Should you say something is bigger or biggest? Smarter or smartest? We use these words all the time to compare things. So in this explainer, we're going to make the rules so clear you'll never have to second guess yourself again. So this is the big question, right? Faster or fastest? How do you actually know which one is correct? Getting this right is one of those little things that makes your English sound way more precise and natural. And today, we're going to break down a super simple set of rules to get it right every single time. The solution to this whole puzzle really comes down to two key tools in English. We call them comparatives and superlatives. Just think of them as special modes you switch on whenever you want to describe how things stack up against each other. And the difference between them is incredibly simple. It all boils down to one question. How many things are you comparing? As you can see, we've got one tool for when it's a straight head-to-head comparison and a different one for when you're trying to find the absolute number one in a whole group. Okay, so let's jump into our first tool. This is the one you use for those one-on-one matchups. When you're only comparing two things, you're using what we call a comparative. So, a comparative adjective? Well, it does exactly what it sounds like. It compares two things. And here's the big clue. Its partner in crime is almost always the word than. When you see than, that's your signal that a two-way comparison is happening. The first and most common rule is just so easy. For those short, punchy adjectives, the ones with just one or two syllables, you just stick an R right on the end. Words like fast, big, tall, you get the idea. For example, if you're looking at two laptops, the short word fast just becomes faster. And notice that perfect pairing. You've got your comparative, faster, followed right by its partner word, than, faster than. It just works. But okay, what about longer words? Words like expensive or beautiful. Adding R to those would just sound kind of clunky, right? So for adjectives with more than two syllables, the rule is even easier. You just put the word more right in front of it. Exactly like this. You'd never say expensiver. That's not even a word. Instead, you just say more expensive. And again, what are we doing? We're comparing just two things, the coffee and the tea, using our keyword than. Now there is one little special case you gotta know, and it's for words that end in Y, like busy or happy. But the pattern is really simple. You just drop that Y, change it to an I, and then add your ER ending. So for example, busy becomes busier, as in she is busier than most people at work. It's a consistent rule, and it works every time for those common words that end in Y. Okay, awesome. We've totally mastered the two-way comparison. But what if you want to find the champion, the absolute number one in a group of three or more? Well, for that, we need our second tool, the superlative. Think of a superlative adjective like it's a gold medal. It identifies the top one in any category, the biggest, the fastest, the absolute best. And its essential partner word is the. The moment you hear the fastest, you know we're talking about number one, period. And you're going to love this. The rules are almost identical to what we just learned. For short adjectives, instead of adding ER, you just add EST. So fast becomes fastest and big becomes biggest. Simple. In this sentence, we're not just comparing the Taipei office to one other office. Nope. We're saying it's the biggest of all the offices. It's the undisputed champion. And notice that little word the sitting right in front of biggest, that's the key. Following that same exact pattern, what do you think we do for the long adjectives? You probably guessed it. Instead of using more, we use most. This is what takes it from just a simple comparison to the ultimate level. So Mike isn't just more valuable than another person. He is the most valuable employee in the entire company. This singles him out as the top performer of the whole group. And what about our special case for words ending in Y? It follows the pattern perfectly. Just like before, we change that Y to an I, but this time we add EST. Happy becomes happiest, and busy becomes busiest. Here's a perfect example. Out of everyone in the project group, he isn't just happier than someone else, he is the happiest. He's at the very top of the happiness scale. All right, we've gone through all the rules. Let's pull everything together into one simple view to really lock this in for good. This little chart makes it all crystal clear. For comparatives, that's when you're comparing just two things, you use for short words and more for long words. And for superlatives, when you're finding the number one in a group, you use est for short words and most for long ones. The system is really that simple and that consistent. So there you have it. You've got the system. The next step is to actually use it. So think about your day. What was something that was more interesting than something else? And what was the most interesting thing you've read all week? Go ahead, try it out. The language of comparison is officially yours to use.